Chapter 36 Sri Sai Satcharitra English. Wonderful stories of two Goa gentlemen, Mrs. Aurangabadkar. This chapter relates the wonderful stories of two gentlemen from Goa and Mrs. Aurangabadkar of Solapur. Two gentlemen. Once two gentlemen came from Goa for taking darshan of Sai Baba and prostrated themselves before him. Though both came together, Baba asked only one of them to give him rupees 15 rupees as dakshina, which was paid willingly. The other man voluntarily offered 35 rupees, which was rejected by Baba. To the astonishment of all, Shyama, who was present, asked Baba, "What is this? Both came together. Once dakshina you accept, and others thought volunteer paid, you refuse. Why this discrimination? Discrimination. Vivaksha Pakshapatamu. Baba replied, Shama, you know nothing. I take nothing from anybody. The Masjid Mai, the presiding deity of Masjid, calls for the debt. The donor pays, it becomes free. Have I any home, property, or family to look after? I require nothing. I am ever free. Debt, enmity and murder have to be atoned for. ప్రాయశ్చిత్తం చేసుకున్నాడు. As no escape for them. Baba then continued his characteristic ways to as follows. At first he was poor and took a vow of his God that he would pay his first month salary if he got job. He got one for 15 rupees per month. Then he steadily got promotions. From 15 he got 30, 60, 100, 200 rupees. And ultimately 700 rupees per month. But in his prosperity, he got completely the woe. He took the force of his karma has divined him here, and I asked that amount of 15 rupees per month from his as dakshina. Another story. While wandering by the seaside, I came to a huge mansion and sat in its veranda. The Brahmin owner gave me a good reception and fed me sumptuously. Sumptuously Vilasavantanga. He showed me a neat and clean place near a cupboard for sleeping. I slept there. While I was sound asleep, the man removed a laterite, Laterite, both a soil and a rock type rich in iron and aluminium, and is commonly considered to have formed in hot and wet tropical areas. Slab and broke the wall, trapped in and scissored off all the money from my packet. When I woke up, it found that 30,000 rupees were stolen. I was greatly distressed and sat weeping and mourning. The money was in currency notes, and I thought that the Brahmin had stolen it. I lost all interest in food and drink and sat for a fortnight in the veranda, mourning my loss. After the fortnight was over, a passing fakir saw my crying and made enquiries regarding the cause of my sorrow. I told him everything. He said, if you act according to my bidding, you will recover your money. Go to a fakir. I shall give his whereabouts. Surrender yourself to him. He will get your money back. In the meanwhile, give up your favorite food till you recover your money. I followed the fakir's advice and got my money. Then I went to the seashore where a steamer was standing, but I could not get into it as it was not overcrowded. There a good-natured peon interceded, INTERCEDED, జోక్యం చేసుకును for me, and I got luckily that brought me to another shore, from where I caught a train and came to the Masjid Mai. The story finished, and Baba asked Shyama to take the guests arranged for their feeding. Then Shyama took them home and feed them. At dinner, Shyama said to the guests that Baba's story was rather mysterious, as he had never gone to the seaside, never had any money, 30,000 rupees, never travelled, never lost any money, and never recovered it, and inquired from them whether they understood it and caught its significance. The guests were deeply moved and were shedding tears in a choked voice. They said that Baba was omniscient, infinite, the Supreme One, Parabrahma. Without a second, the story he gave out is exactly our story. What he spoke is already taken place in our case. How he knew this is a wonder of wonders. We shall give all the details after the meals. Then, after the meals, while they were chewing betel leaves, the guests began to tell their stories. One of them said, a hill station on the Ghat is my native place. I went to Goa to earn my living by securing a job. I took a vow to God Datta that if I got a job, I would offer him my first month's salary. By his grace, I got job of 15 rupees and then I got promotions and described by Baba. I did forget all about my woe. Baba has just reminded me of it in this way and recovered 15 rupees from me. It is not dakshina as one may think it to be, but a repayment of an old debt and fulfillment of long forgotten woe. Moral. In fact, Baba never begged for any money nor allowed his bhaktas to beg. He regarded money as a danger or bar to spiritual progress and did not allow his bhaktas to fall into its clutches. Bhagat Mahalsapati is an instance on this point. He was very poor and could hardly make both ends meet. Baba never allowed him to make any money, not gave him anything from the Dakshina collection. Once a kind liberal merchant named Hansraj gave a large amount of money to Mahalsapati in Baba's presence, but Baba did not permit him to accept it. Then the second guest began his tale. My Brahmin cook was serving my faithfully for 35 years. Unfortunately, he fell into bad ways. His mind changed and he robbed me of my treasure by removing a laterite slab from my wall and where my cupboard is fixed and came in while we were all deep asleep and carried away all my accumulated wealth, rupees 30,000 in currency notes. I know not how Baba mentioned the exact amount. I sat crying day and night. By my enquiries came to nothing. I spent a fortnight in great anxiety as I sat on that veranda, sad and dejected. A passing fakir saw my condition and inquired of its cause, and I told him all about it. He told me that an Avelia saint by name Sai lives in Shirdi, Kopargaon Taluka. Make vow to him and give up any food that you like best and say to him mentally that I have given up eating the food till I take you darshan. Then I took the vow and gave up eating the rice and said, Baba, I will eat it after recovering my property and after taking your darshan. 15 days passed after this. The Brahmin of his own accord came to me, returned my money, and apologized, saying, I went mad and acted thus. I now place my head on your feet. Please forgive me. Thus everything ended well. The fakir that met me and helped me was not seen again. An intense desire, INTENC, తీవ్రమైన కోరిక to see Sai Baba, whom the fakir pointed out to me, arose in my mind. I thought that the fakir who came all the way to my house was no other than Sai Baba. Would he who saw me and helped me to get my lost money ever covet COVET ఇతరులు కలిగి ఉన్న వస్తువులు కావాలని ఆశపడుట rupees 35 rupees. On the contrary, without expecting anything from us, he always leads us on the path of spiritual progress. I was overjoyed when I recovered my stolen property and being ignorant. I forgot all about my woe. Then when I was at Kolaba one night, I saw a Sai Baba in my dream. This reminded me on my promised visit to Shirdi. I went to Goa and from them then wanted to start for Shirdi by taking the steamer to Mumbai en route ENROUTE Darilo during the course of journey on the way, but when I came to the harbor I found that the steamer was crowded and there was no place. The captain did not allow me, but on the intercession ఒకరి తరఫున మరొకరితో వాదించడం ఇంటర్సెషన్ INTERCESSION of Pune, who was a stranger to me. I was allowed to get into the steamer which brought me to Mumbai. From there I came by train. Surely I think that Baba is all pervading, వ్యాపించి ఉండడం PERVADING and all knowing. What are we and where is our home? How fortunate we are that Baba got our money back and drew us here himself. Shirdi folks must be infinitely superior and more you for so many years. I think that your story of good merits and must be infinite. Sai is our Datta, Lord Dattatreya. He gave me a seat in a steamer and brought me here and thus gave proof of his omniscience, Sarvagnata, OMNISCIENCE, and omnipotence, OMNIPOTENCE, Sarvashakti. Mrs. Aurangabadkar. A lady from Solapur, the wife of Sakharam Aurangabadkar, had no issue during the long period of 27 years. She had made a number of vows to gods and goddesses for an issue but was not successful. She then became almost hopeless to make a last attempt in this matter. She came to Shirdi with her stepson Vishwanath and stayed there for her 2 months, serving Baba. Whenever she went to the masjid, she found Baba surrounded by devotees. She wanted to see Baba and fall at his feet, open her heart and pray for an issue, but she did not get any suitable opportunity. Ultimately, she requested Shyama to intercede, INTERCEDE, with Baba for her when he was alone. Shyama said to hear that Baba's darbar was open, still he would try for her and the Lord might bless her. He asked her to sit ready with a coconut and joss sticks, agarbatti, JOSSSTICKS, in the open courtyard at the time of Baba's meals, and that when he beckoned to her, she should come up. One day after dinner, when Shyama was wiping Baba's wet hands with a towel, the latter pinched Shyama's cheek. Shyama's cheek. Wide Shama's feigning after వేషాలు వేస్తున్నారు feigning FEIGNING said Deva, is it proper for you to pinch me like this? We don't want to such a mischievous God two pinches. Who pinches us thus? Are we your dependents in this, the fruit of your intimacy? Baba replied, oh Shama, during the 72 generations that you got were with me, I never pinched you till now, and now you want resent my touching you. Shama replied, I want a God who will always love us and gives us a new dishes to eat. We do not want to any reward from you or heaven, etc. Let our faith unto your feet be ever awake. Baba, yes, I have indeed come for that. I have been feeding and nursing you and have got love and affection for you. Then Baba went up and took his seat. Shama beckoned to the lady. She came up, bowed down, and presented the coconut and joss-sticks. Baba shook the coconut, which was dry, the kernel with rolled up and made a noise. Baba said, Shama, this is rolling. See what it says. Shama, the woman prays that child should similarly roll in her womb. So please give her the coconut with your blessing. Baba, will the coconut give her any issue? How foolish people are to fancy such things. Shama, I know that power of your words and blessing. Your word will give her a series of children. You are wrangling. చిన్న చిన్న విషయాల్లో పట్టు wrangling, WRANGLING, and not giving real blessing. The PARLEY షరతులు విధానాలను గురించి చర్చించేందుకు ఏర్పరిచిన సమావేశం went on for a while. Baba repeatedly ordered to break the coconut, and Shama pleaded for the gift of an entire fruit for the lady. Finally, Baba yielded and said, she will have an issue. When asked Shama in 12 months was the reply. At this, the coconut was broken into two parts. One was eaten by the two. The other was given to the lady. Then Shama turned up to the lady and said, dear lady, you witness to my words. If within 12 months you do not get any issue, I will break a coconut against this Deva's head and drive him out of this masjid. If I fall in this, I will not call myself Madhav. You will soon realize what I say. She delivered a son a year's time, and the son was brought to Baba in his 5th month. The couple, both husband and wife, prostrated themselves before Baba, and the grateful father, Mr. Aurangabadkar, paid a sum of 500 rupees, which was spent in constructing a shed for Baba's horse, Sham Karna. Bo to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Sreenivasa Vijayate.